Back in 2009, the OMB under Obama came out with the forecast that in 2012 through 2014, GDP growth would be 4 to 4.5%, coming out of the recession. And as you know, it never reached 3% for any year during the entire Obama administration. So Summers, Furman, they were all involved in predicting growth well in excess of 3%. And the average since World War II has been 3.2, 3.3%. So now people are saying we can't even hit the average that we've hit historically.
When you go 0 for 8 for 3%, it's in your best interest to then say that it's the potential of the economy is only 2%. That way it wasn't your fault and it wasn't your priority. But then I take issue a little bit with your narrative here. You're talking about deregulation, and since November 8th, since the president has come in, and how much better things are going. I mean, I think he started with sub 5% unemployment, didn't he? I mean, a lot of this was already in the cake.
Yeah, well, we're now at a 16-year low with 4.4% unemployment, so it's a very positive number. But there are a lot of other indicators. For example, Joe, the numbers on the index on manufacturing activity came out this week. Every month since President Trump has been elected has been better than any month in 2015 or 2016. If you look at median household income, it went up about $1,000 between the end of the recession, June of '09, and January of 2017. It's gone up $1,300 since President Trump was inaugurated. So you're seeing a lot of very dynamic activity that you hadn't seen over the past 7.5 years. And I think you have to credit a lot of that to people feeling. I talk to a lot of CEOs, and everybody tells me, look, I don't wake up in the middle of the night anymore wondering what the next executive order is going to be or the next regulation that's going to hurt my business. And that has a very positive effect on what people do.
So the two things that go into GDP, I mean, you need population growth, I guess, and then some would say that we're anti-immigration or anti-illegal immigration. And then you got to find ways of, do you think we can make it all that shortfall up in productivity? There is something to the notion that baby boomers aging make it tougher to get back to that, 3.5%, 4% environment that we were in.
I'll tell you, in May, for May, BLS just came out with a number that says 5.2 million people are not in the workforce who want a job now. That's their number. That's not my number. There are plenty of people out there to be employed. And if if President Trump needs to allow people in legally, not illegally, to make up for a labor shortfall, I think that's what they'll do. He's very focused on growing the economy. He's very focused on creating jobs for people and economic growth. We're seeing some of the results of the regulatory pullback already. If we can get tax reform and health care reform, I think you're going to see that 4% number for sure.
We're lucky to have Walter Isaacson here, because he collects a cadre of elitists and globalists and the smartest minds, seriously, in the entire world. And I would
join us.
You have invited me. Yeah, I don't know. You do make mistakes, obviously. I would be willing to bet that your group thinks that 2% is the maximum type of GDP potential.
I think some of the arguments you made are actually right.
Was I doing well?
You were doing
That's
well.
Why I'm invited. That's why I'm invited.
Yes, the question is, how do you get to 4%? And you're right, taking some regulations off. But also, you need...
Is it possible, Walter?
I think you need, and you look over history. I'm going to hug you if you say yes, because you're going against all your friends if you say... And I'll turn it to Mr. Puzder again, which is when you have big technological advances over the past 40 years, that's when you've seen us get to 4 or 5% growth. And we're in a bit of a lull right now. I mean, I'd even ask...
So you would say electing Ronald Reagan was a technological advance?
I would say that came at the exact same time that the internet was opened up to the public. The microchip was invented.
That was Al Gore.
Well, if you'd elected him, he wouldn't have been able to invent the internet for you.
Yeah, exactly.
But you had in the starting in 1975. Before Reagan is when
Andrew tells me it was defense buildup.
Defense spending.
Defense spending.
We can do that again.
On a percentage basis, we increased the debt more than we ever have in history.
Except for the last 8 years.
But it also created the microprocessor because you needed it for missiles.
So we need flying cars or something, and I don't know if the Apple Watch is going to do it, Andy.
Well, Andy, let me ask you, it's Walter Isaacson, what is the next big tech advance, just in your old industry, that's going to change the way we consume food?
Yeah, I don't know that there's going to be a big change technologically for food. I think the big change in food right now is coming in the way people purchase. It's hitting all retail. In other words, you're seeing more delivery. You're seeing more people ordering groceries online, which takes people out of the restaurant. So I think the next big thing in the restaurant industry is to figure out how to deal with the way people are purchasing things differently today than they did 5, 10 years ago. And the company that does that is going to be the next, it'll be the next McDonald's. It'll be the next company that really makes an incredible breakthrough. Industry-wise, I think the next technological breakthrough is going to be in driverless cars and this autonomous vehicles with respect to the American automotive industry. And I'm hoping that we make some real progress on that soon.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.